In this lesson, we're going to begin the unit on the human figure. And this semester, we're going to begin with the head. And I want to talk about the construction of the head. We're going to try a method by Andrew Loomis. He was an American illustrator, contemporary with Norman Rockwell, at the height of American illustration in this country. He found from his own experience that there was no reliable method to construct a head that from any angle that he knew of. So he started to find his own method, and he ended up publishing several books on this method. And one thing to note is that his method is based on the proportions of the Greek ideal. And this is important to note, because once you have an understanding of what the ideal is, then you can manipulate the features to encompass any proportions of the human head and any ethnicity. Leonardo da Vinci did the same thing. He created a general head, and then he looked for any divergence from the generality in order to describe a particular person. Okay, so let's begin. You have already watched the video on Andrew Loomis by Proko, and these are the handouts that I've given you. All right, this is a handout by Andrew Loomis from his book on constructing a head, and this is Proko's sketches of the Loomis method, and this is the Greek ideal, which I've included here. Okay, so let's begin our demo. So you want to start with a circle. Now I'm doing this large so that you can see it. All right, so start with a circle. Then we're going to do an equator. Make sure your equator is about halfway. All right. Then we're going to go over the top of our circle. And then we're going to go about 3/4 down the middle. Okay? Now this is the basic form that Loomis builds the head on. Okay? So this equator is going to be our brow ridge. All right? And from that brow ridge, we're going to drop a construction line down, which is going to act as the center of our head. We're going to trim each side of this globe by creating a circular plane, basically on each side, although this is 3/4, I'm not going to see as much, but I'm still going to be conscious of trimming that on the other side. Okay? And from that trimmed part, I'm looking at this curve that comes around. I'm going to create a straight line down that side plane. Okay? And from here is where I'm going to build the bottom jawline. Of the head. Okay? So, but now I'm going to check. Now, if we look at our Greek ideal, the head is divided into thirds. From the brow ridge to the hairline, from the brow ridge to the nose, tip of the nose, and from the tip of the nose to the chin. Okay? So let's look at our head here. So if I'm looking at my original circle that I drew, I'm going to say my nose, base of my nose is right about there. So I'm going to start with that. And then find my hairline. And then find the bottom of my chin, okay? So 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Okay? All right. Because I don't want this lower part to get too long. All right? Or this to get too long. All right. So now I have my thirds. All right, so now let's start to construct the head. here's my jawline. I'm just going to go over that again, make sure I'm aligned here. What I found is that if you start with the semi-trapezoidal shape with the eye sockets, that's a good way to construct where the brow ridge is. Okay, and this gives you the space where the orbs of the eye will be. Okay. I also found that this plane is coming around like this, that you can build your cheekbones on that, where that curve is. All right. And then I'm going to come on this side and see where my jaw is, down to my chin. My chin's going to cut in front of that jawline. Okay. And my ear aligns with the brow ridge and where the nose is. And it falls behind this straight line that we've created. So the ear is right in here. Okay? All right. Then I'm just going to just add the little base here of our nose. Where does the mouth fall? Okay, now Loomis said the upper lip is about 1/3 down within this space from the base to the chin. Okay, so this is my upper lip, and I always like to put the little shadow under the lower lip, okay, when I do my construction. All right, so this is our hairline. He also recommends that you add a little bit right back here from your circle, because our skull is a little bit larger in this area, okay? So make sure you add a little bit there. Okay, so this is our basic construction. You can sort of add some features, but don't go crazy, okay? And this is where your nose is going to be, the mouth, chin, okay? And then I want you to make sure that you add the neck. I'm doing this looking at the side. Okay, so that's the basic construction that you're going to use. All right, you can always look at the Proko video and re-watch that over again. And then I just want to talk about our assignment. So our assignment is we're going to take our 11 by 14 inch pad. All right, I'm going to work horizontally. You're going to work in either B or HB pencil, and you need your gum eraser. And what I did to try to get my heads about the same size, I created a row that is 4 inches high. So I took a ruler, went about an inch down from the top, 4 inches, went another line across, left an inch space, 4 inches, and then whatever the remainder space is down here, okay? And this allowed me to try to get these heads relatively the same proportion. And what I'd like you to do is do exactly what Proko did and what Loomis did, is to try the head in several different positions. All right, always being conscious of this equator line acting as the brow ridge against the center line, okay? And that orientation, as you can see in the Proko, allows us to know what angle we're viewing the head from, okay? And just do 6 different versions. It doesn't matter. Just try a couple different things, experiment, and see what you can do.